Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Speedify Live Office Hours. I'm your host, Alex Gizis, and this is Will. And we are here to answer your questions about Speedify. So if you have questions, post them underneath, like Tech Media Bawani did. Hello, sir. How are you? I am good. How are you? Let's see. We got what effects we have. All right. Are you using any technology to optimize your turkey? And if so, what? I've been very much automating my home with Home Assistant and smart switches from Lutron. And man, I got one of those Amazon. This is actually kind of big. I got one of the Amazon air quality monitors. Smart air quality monitors. Holy cow. If you have a gas stove or a gas oven, you must have the fan on. Those people saying those things are poisoning you were not wrong. But it turns out, if you've got a fan that's actually vented above the stove, just have it on all the time. Even if you're just boiling water or whatever, you have to have that fan on. Or the levels of everything in my kitchen go crazy. I revarnished a door in my house, and the end result, I put the air sensor near it. The volatile organic compounds that it detected when I brought it near that door were just awful.
Wasn't it localized though? So only.
I mean, the whole kind of floor was on.
Oh,
my house is very skinny. It's got a lot of floors. I just go burn a candle near it. Clears it up for 40 minutes of a candle burning clears it up for like 20 hours. Like the candle doesn't just cover up the smell; it burns it away. So anyway, these are the things I've learned wandering my house with an air quality monitor. It is really awesome.
No turkey.
John says, we are performing the ultimate optimization, 0 turkey day. We aren't having a turkey. Apparently, when I was a child, my family had duck for Thanksgiving.
Well, you're Canadian.
Until my mother's Canadian. Until my older brother reached kindergarten and came home. It's like, we must have a turkey on Thanksgiving. Everyone has a turkey on Thanksgiving. So stopped eating wonderful duck. Started eating dry ass turkey.
What kind of duck?
I don't know. I don't actually remember this. It's just a story that's told. All right. In the case of bonding multiple network speed fluctuation, I'm not sure what. I guess you're getting some variation in speed. Can you tell us more? What kind of networks? What are you running Speedify on? What kind of apps are you running on it? Yeah, tell us more. We are here to help. So as you guys see, if you post comments, underneath or next to this video, whichever way it is for you, we will see them and we will answer them. And we are here for you. All right, we got a couple of videos on our YouTube you might want to check out after this. We have a Between Two Palms discussion where Brian Pradell, our Chief Technical Officer, and I talk about how Starlink is being used by the U.S. Navy for morale boosting. And we also have one, which is a new format we're trying, which is me doing a tech news roundup. So we'll try doing these, see what you think. I talk about second generation AirTags and 2 gigabit Starlinks. 2 gigabit Starlinks. Exciting if true. But yeah, so both those on our YouTube channel. I think a lot of you are watching on YouTube. Some of you are probably watching on Twitch.
What's up with the Starlink morale boosting thing? That's a bit odd.
So, the Navy is putting Starlinks on their ships to let the sailors just use the internet a bit.
Okay.
So they can email friends and stuff. Now, there's a bunch to it. The military is starting to do Starlink is trying to do new versions of their satellites specifically for the military called Star Shield instead of Starlink. And those have like extra sensors for detecting missile launches and stuff, as well as providing internet. And the plan is to at some point let you start using, let them start doing confidential stuff. At the moment, though they put it on some ships, they're saying basically to the sailors, you can't trust it, right? Like you're not allowed to do payroll and human resources over the Starlink. Just sort of nonsense stuff that the government doesn't care about because they're not sure it's properly encrypted and stuff. And I assume that's about that the Starlink doesn't have FIPS 140-3 certification yet.
Yeah. That's a weird certification.
Unfortunately, yeah, I know a reasonable amount about these government certifications, and 140-3 is the standard for communications equipment to be able to do confidential but not classified stuff. It's a standard with a long history because, and it's messed up, right? They update it so rarely that there are periods where if you implement the government's standard for security, then you have broken your security. Because they say you can only use these safe encryption ciphers. And then 5 years later, one of them's been broken. And it takes them 5 years to change the standard. And so for 5 years, like, there's a problem and it gets broken. I guess they've actually turned it over to ISO now. And ISO now has a standard. Boy, when you going to the standards committee speeds things up, you have an organizational problem.
Yeah, C++ knows that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right thing to do for something as important as that.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want me just making shit up. All right. So that we talk about this. So what is Speedify?
Speedify is a cool little thing. It's
Let's show it.
Little bonding thing, so you can see all these networks we got. One of them's Miri, which we've talked about quite a bit in the past. That brainstorm network. I'll fix that up real soon.
Yeah, it's not clearly labeled. Let's
lean
close in.
We got parent share over there.
Right.
It's cellular from a little phone that's tethered to the computer, and we're hooked up to a different network over Ethernet. Speedify is a tool that lets you take all of those networks and put them together for something pretty close to the sum of all of those networks.
Yeah, so
it's also a VPN.
Yeah, you can see, and it's got smarts for live streaming. You're right. It can see we're on YouTube Live and on Twitch, and they're highlighted because it knows those are the most important things going on this computer. And look, it's saved us from either excessive latency or packet loss twice. That's good. So you see the two streams? That's you guys watching. All right. How to install Speedify and YOLObox Ultra Mini. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I will tell you that if you go to speedify.com/download, I believe you can get the APK directly.
/downloads, maybe.
Oops. No,
maybe it's download.
Let's see. Here we go. So I'll show you this real quick. So you go to speedify.com/download, and underneath Android, can't access the Play Store, get the APK. You click that, and it will give you the Android installer. As I understand it, you can then use that to install Speedify on the YOLO. However it is you install apps that you have the APK for on the YOLO. So, not officially supported, but I know we've had delighted users in the past. All right. Is that your phone?
Not me.
No.
Believe it or not.
All right.
We just got a pair request from someone named Greetings Fellow Humans. A little robot emoji. What was it at the end of that?
Yeah. All right. But it's all good.
Yeah. Might be Christian.
Yes, definitely check out those videos after this. Both on our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube/Speedify. It'll be fantastic.
So what's up with these AirTags?
New, better AirTags, new chips in them. So the AirTags apparently have not changed since they were released.
Why would they need to? I mean, it's
I
just
don't know. It's technology. We need new versions of everything. It has to be half as thin, twice as fast. I just would have thought, but no. Apparently, the ones I bought last week are the same as the ones I bought 2 years ago.
So technology has a pretty long tail. We're still using methods from the 70s. At the core of everything, it's just stuff we've carrying over from the 70s. It doesn't matter how good of a decision it was or bad.
I mean, there's certain things that are just right? I mean, Unicode. Unicode, I think, will be still in use in 1,000 years, right?
Well, UTF-8 specifically. All the other
some
ones.
part of that standard. It's a giant standard full of stuff, and some which has already been forgotten. But I tell you, that is one of the great achievements of the human race, right? The single standard for encoding text, not just English and French, but Chinese and Hopi and ancient Greek. And the pile of poop emoji, for some reason, was added to the standard. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Oh, you know what's new? Black Friday sale. Check it out. Just go to speedify.com. And it is right there. An additional 40% off on yearly plans. Got the deal. It's fantastic. It is fantastic. This is as cheap as it's gonna. Oh, same deal. So that is that. So check out the Black Friday sale. Right there at speedify.com.
Tell us a little bit about our levels. We got teams and families and individuals, and
yeah. All right,
we got some exciting stuff. I think in teams. Especially.
So there's the regular plan, the individual plan. It lets you use up to 5 devices for one low cost.
Not bad.
And you discover that the longer you commit to, our savings get crazy. Right? Let's admit it, $14 a month or whatever it is, without a sale is kind of expensive. But it's like 4 times that. You get the cost. You get it for a year. It's like twice that. You get it for 3 years. So we're using an Obsbot camera, and just before we went live, both of us witnessed it, and Ryan was watching. We set it to not autofocus, and yet here we are. Computer hasn't been rebooted or anything. It is autofocusing. Obsbot has a serious software issue. I mean, I did, right?
It's just like Apple. It's great hardware.
Flipped
the
it off.
software sucks.
Yeah. The Obsbot software. Turn it off.
But it's a cool, 4K in that tiny little form factor, and it follows you around if you want it to.
Or if you don't want it
decides
to. So Obsbot, feeling very, very mixed about it. The software does things that you specifically told it not to do literally 22 minutes ago. No reboots. Nobody else has touched the app. We're sitting here. We did it. We closed the window. Maybe closing the window is the problem. Whatever. It's not my problem. It's their problem.
Well, it is.
Okay, so that is the yearly deal. That is the individual plan. 5 devices. Massive discounts as you commit to longer. Another way to get a massive discount is to go to a family plan. Family plan for 1.5 times the cost of one person gets you 5 users, each of whom can have up to 5 devices. So there's no way to know how many total devices that could be. You could have. Perhaps there's a way to know if one's able to multiply But yeah, you can have ultimately up to 25 devices on one family plan for 1.5 times the cost of one user. So pretty fantastic. I mean, when you start paying for, commit to 3 years on a family plan, you are paying so little per device. It's kind of pennies per device per month. Next is Teams. Teams lets you scale up. You can have as many users as you want. So a lot of companies with 12, 50, 200 users, sort of centrally managed. A new feature there are certain features we're rolling out sort of just for Teams for that context, right? Like single sign-on. So if you are running a company and you've given all your employees Google accounts, you can say, hey, users sign into Speedify with Google using our domain, at connectify.me in our case. They go on there, right? And we check with Google before we let people log in, and then they get to use one of your licenses because they work for your company. So really slick stuff. Now, there are a couple of cool add-ons. Dedicated servers. Mm-hmm. This used to be a Teams only option, but we fixed it up. It works for anybody now. Anybody can get a dedicated server. This is, you tell us what city you'd like it in, and we host a server that only you and or your family and or the other people on your Speedify team can access. It gets you dedicated speed. They're all at least a gigabit. Many of them are faster than that. They let you do port forwarding.
It's very nifty.
Which is very nifty. So you get a dedicated static IP address. That's also a feature. And you can say anything that hits, this server on port 8000 should go to my laptop and hit this app running on my laptop on port 8000, right? So if you, for some reason, need to host things, and there are interesting reasons why. A lot of it has been security systems. People trying to access, sort of old school LAN security systems in a secure way over a dedicated bonded channel can do it by getting a speed server, having a client running Speedify that proxies it through the port forwarding. And now you can get to your security cameras from anywhere.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
And it's encrypted. It's got all of Speedify's security stuff built into that channel, and you get bonding on the other side of it. But we also have routers, which kind of go the other way.
That is the last option, routers. People using routers can use vast amounts of data. Quite a bit. So we have more expensive plans that let you use Speedify and router, and there are a couple options on routers. One, anything with OpenWrt. Most devices, modern devices with OpenWrt. We work pretty well in the GLiNet routers. Mm-hmm. The Banana Pi, that's what I've been mostly using these days. Pretty nice devices.
Yeah, they're nice.
But if you don't want to put together your own crazy thing, you just want a hardcore router for video professionals, there's the Miri Router. And unfortunately, I can't show it to you because I've got it all hooked up in the other room and I'm using it. And you've got yours hooked up at your apartment down the street because you're using it.
But the Miri is a beast. I mean, it is a work of art.
It
looks beautiful. It's got these big antennas. You'll never, be out of range of it unless you throw it into.
It has 5G. It has 4G. It has 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It has 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. It has 4 Ethernet ports that can all be either in or out.
So LAN or WAN.
LAN or WAN. So you can plug in 4 internet connections if you're using this thing via Wi-Fi, or you can leave just, 1 for your client computer and 3 connected to Starlink.
It's also got tethering support.
And it's got 2 USB 3 ports on the front.
And the Wi-Fi can be WANs too. So there's nothing. You throw this.
And wait, we're still not done. This bonkers thing, it supports parent-share.
Yeah.
So if you have devices with Speedify on them that join the hotspot, you can then click to share your cellular to the router. And now the router can use your cellular too. So these things, these are beasts. They're powered by hot swappable NPF Sony batteries.
Mm-hmm. So common batteries.
Like a lot of cameras, a lot of ring lights use them. So a lot of you probably have them already. But these batteries, you can hot swap them. So if the router gets unplugged, it instantly goes to battery. One of the batteries gets low, you can take it out, put it in a charged battery. Just keep going all day long, swapping one battery after another. This device is so cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Mr. Beast used it. That live stream where they blew up the house with the fireworks on July 3rd, that all went through a Miri router. All right. John has a good question. Have you tested on or have users with other OpenWrt routers besides the GLiNet and the Banana Pi, R3 and R4? This is a question for you, Will. Take it away.
The Raspberry Pi. But the majority of our testing, is on the Banana Pi and various GLiNet devices we have.
I know we have users on x86 64 where they've got sort of PC class devices running OpenWrt, and they didn't have any problem.
Yep. It's a little bit of a
bespoke. There's an infinite variety, right? I mean, every company that uses OpenWrt seems to decide to make a few improvements, and sometimes that's fine, and sometimes that breaks things. GLiNet. All these guys we keep doing. We've been saying that the OpenWrt support is in beta. It's not clear when we end that because somebody tries on new brand of routers and we rush them a couple fixes, and we can't help but feel like if this was a fully released supported product, we wouldn't have to do that so often. Perhaps in the world of OpenWrt, you do. We do neat things, by the way, on OpenWrt. They have the web interface. Most of the devices, we have an option to embed the Speedify app into their web interface. That was something that a few weeks ago we said didn't work on GLiNet, and now it does, right?
Now it does, thanks to Lutz, which is someone we only speak of, but never comes on the stream. But he's a brilliant guy. He sat down and he figured that one out.
Yeah.
So now we're in GLiNet's UI, which is an alternative interface to the CLI. But you really should never be afraid to use that.
As to these being referenced. Like I said, infinite variety. Talk to us. Try it on something. Tell us what doesn't work. It's not a challenge. So like MIPS. Where are we at with MIPS support?
We have MIPS little endian support, and we don't have big endian MIPS support yet. Partly because it doesn't seem to be much of a priority because so few devices run big endian MIPS. But if more devices come out with big endian MIPS, we'll get there.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a conflict here because MIPS is slow.
Yep.
It is slow. It is lacking hardware encryption. At least it's lacking hardware encryption that we've found and figured out how to use. So these devices are, they're the cheap old ones, basically, from my point of view. Or they're either cheap or they're old, or they're cheap and old. And they're slow. So from my point of view, always trying to make Speedify the fastest darn thing in the universe, I kind of lean towards MIPS just being unacceptable for Speedify. But a lot of people here disagree with me, pointing out that there are a lot of people who are trying to combine 2 megabit internet with their 1 megabit internet, trying to get to 3 megabit internet. And boy, that would make their life better because they could do video calls for the first time ever. And for those people, MIPS is fine.
Really
right? They don't need giggy. They don't need to, there are a lot of people out there who are not worried about maxing out their gigabit internet connections. A lot of people who are showing up here for Speedify are just trying to get to 3 megabits, trying to get to 10 megabits. And we are there for those people, right? I mean, those are a lot of the people who most desperately need Speedify. it speeds up to the point where they can finally do a video call, right? Putting together DSL and
Yeah, and making sure that you're always able to access the internet wherever you are, as long as there is a path to the internet. Making sure you can get over it. Primary goal of a bonding VPN like Speedify.
all right. Yeah, we had a few little improvements recently. The login screen really got a lot of improvements. Funny little thing, where you can sign in with a QR code now. This is important for like a lot of these router devices where it pulls up this interface and you want to sign in, but you want to sign in with your Google account. You don't want to log into the router with you can scan the QR code on the router with your phone, log in there, and then the router is logged in. That's super convenient. And then we've added those enterprise options I mentioned, single sign-on for companies. If you have Okta or I was gonna say Azure AD, but what's it, Entra ID now? Microsoft always renaming things. So any of those enterprise sign-in systems will just work with us. And let's see. I feel like that's about it. Quiet day. Yeah. Oh, this is a new low. We'll call it intimate.
It is the
just
holidays.
Us and you. It is the holidays. But I appreciate you guys showing up here, asking your questions. Oh, a question from LinkedIn. I guess we don't have Magically software integrated. All right. Any chance you will add support for FIPS 140-3 to be CJiS certification for your VPN to access ncic, such as for police?
Do we already have it? I mean, boring SSL.
We don't. We've been talking about it a little bit. Maybe. For a while, the FIPS 140-2 is the one that sat there for so long that if you implemented it to make the government happy, then you broke your security to a point that it was unethical to distribute your product anymore. But with 140-3, they finally just pointed you at the ISO standards for security. We are not currently certified, is the quick answer. Only in the last few weeks. We went several years without anyone asking. And then in the last few weeks, we've had multiple people ask. So it may happen. It may happen. And there may be a tricky way to make it happen in a nice way. Slap a FIPS 140-3 VPN right in front of us and on our speed server, so you don't have to worry whether Speedify itself is secure, because everything that went over it was part of the secure VPN that was bundled with it. That could work. Anyway, so we're thinking about it. Things are getting tossed around. It is not officially on the roadmap, but it is a item being discussed in roadmap meetings. We are doing the MASA certification for VPNs. Google has been pushing this. They've got a new standard for VPNs to know that they're trustworthy. And very nice of them. They reached out and they said that first test they'd pay for if we agreed to do it. So sure, it would be nice for us to have some more outside certifications. So we agreed. So I guess they're going to start testing that, and should be fun. And if they find any issues, we'll fix them, and then you guys will have even more reason to trust us, because we are pretty trustworthy. So we are working on some certifications, but it's not the 140-3. It's the massive stuff. Oh, Obsbot. In this camera, it was literally 3 minutes before we went live, we turned off the autofocus. And it's autofocusing. Anyway, Anyone from Obsbot out there, fix your software. It really is bad. All right. Anything else? Anything I missed?
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays. We're heading into Thanksgiving here. If you didn't, go to Speedify.com. We have a Black Friday sale. It is not available in the other stores. If you want the sale price, you have to go to Speedify.com. You can buy there for any platform. Actually, you buy an account and it's good on any platform we support. The router licenses you'll see is a little separate, a little more expensive. There are neat features coming to the router versions. Stuff about DSCP tagging and performance enhancing proxies and live sending the logs, but all of it's not quite there yet. Yeah, that you'll be able to stream your logs from the router to,
My.speedify.com and be able to view.
My.speedify.com, or if you're an enterprise, we can get hooked up to send stuff to your Elasticsearch.
Yeah, has a lot to do with the target audience.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our customers, keeping logs strictly on your device and then sending them over to support if you have an issue is appropriate. But if you're in an operation, and you want to know exactly what's going on in the moment, why would you pull up email?
Oh, so John is saying, I can't believe the prices. It's lower than I've ever seen it. But that's probably right. For those who already bought, if you bought on our website, you should be getting an email. I think it might be next week. Maybe it went out. If not, you may have missed it. If you upgrade to any higher product, you can take advantage of the Black Friday sale. Like if you bought a year at full price last year, you can change to the 3-year plan with that extra 40% off. So it might just be a couple dollars get you 2 more years. Yeah. Oh, and there's Alan with the. Can the 3-year plan be added onto my existing 1, 3, 4 years? You'll be able to check. Basically, our basic deal is if you upgrade plans, but you can also reach out to support if you're in some odd case. But there's probably something we can do for you.
Yeah, we're happy.
In general, upgrade plans. If you switch to family, it might cost you $1 and suddenly be able to add 4 more friends. All right, I think that's it. Check out the sale. Existing users will be getting emails if you bought through our website, not if you bought somewhere else. That's about it. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends, like me and Will. So the company is going to be really basically closed the next 2 days. We'll have some support, but that'll be a skeleton crew. We'll make sure the servers stay running, but we're really not going to be fully available.
The servers will always run.
Servers always run. All right. I think that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. What am I even saying?
Thank you very much, everybody.
All right. See you all online. Bye-bye.